amazing. I need a script. I don't need your grievance. Keep it to yourself. It's better for my health. Leave it on the shelf. Ain't hearing nothing else. Tonight and tonight, knowing the price. Pay it off with my life. Till it's out with your lights. Do it all for the Christ. And he ain't playing nice. Knew the end from the start. Fix your face like it's art. The sons of a simp, call them Bart. Yeah, you did your best, played your part. But now it's time to cut you to the heart. If that's on occasion. It's the strangest of the salvation. You see it, believe it, amazing. Them terrorists coming invasion since the creation. War, mine, Lord, bless the general. Greatest nation, eat them unequivocal. Bombs dropping, buddy, cause it's biblical. Start shit, now it's time to finish. Whoa. Said he won't woke, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
I can't wait for our kingdom to start and for there to be finished. Get rid of all of their idols and lying religions. Look for the crown like an Edris. Hey, this that crown talk. Wisdom of Solomon 5 talk. This that second Edris 6 and 9. We want eyes talk. It's your time to end. And my time again. It's our time to win. Away with the sin. You know what it is. Rejoice with my kin. See, that is why we repented. Go to streets, I can see myself in it. The city is bright, the kingdom of light. A wonderful sight past the angels, the inner light. I need 1,000 years of labor. Sit on my throne with my savior. Try to know why Prince alone. He bring pain like Major. You think the nations is equal to us? TK Kirkland, who raised you? Vex on occasion, my God a racist. That's why we moving with patience. It's been a long time coming. I spent my whole life running. Now that I'm 10 toes down and established my faith on 100. Woe to the nations, my king will race them. You know they gotta be punished. Jeremiah 25. Yeah, you know they gon' fry. Whoa.
Said he won't woke, we looking for smoke. So, we give him some more. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. It's the end of the world. Ain't the beginning of ours. We want the world, we breaking them down. Taking the kingdom, can't wait for the crown. It's the end of the world.
Okay, somebody turn on the mic. Yes, we are here, the Nehemiah squad. Hey, what's going on, family? What's going on? Hey, are y'all gonna put the camera on us so we can? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey. All right. Hey, Shalom, family. Go Zion, Christ bless y'all. Good to see y'all again. This is the Nehemiah squad. We're gonna reintroduce ourselves. I am Captain Zaccai.
Hey, yo, I'm Officer Shem.
Officer Judah.
Okay, today's show is going to be a great show. All right. It's kind of piggybacking off of the show we did a couple of weeks ago about the space race, right? Trying to get to the moon and, China, Russia, United States. Everybody knows the players, right? Throw up that thumbnail, please. Yes, so today's show is meet the young engineer helping NASA build the most powerful rocket, right? We have a special guest, NASA aerospace engineer Tiara Gwen Fletcher. Yes. Bring in the applause. But before we bring her on, we got to play a little video right here. And I'm pretty sure she's probably going to get a little chuckle out of this. I found this thing this morning. Play that video.
My name is Myron Fletcher, and I'm building a rocket to Mars.
My name is Tiara Fletcher, previously known as Tiara Gwen. Now I'm working for Boeing on NASA's Space Launch System as a rocket structural analysis engineer.
All right, hit pause for a second. Hit pause for, wait, let it go a little bit. We want to see the whole couple. Hit plays.
With the Fletchers, where faith, love.
Pause, stop right there. Now, who knew that she had a husband who was also an aerospace engineer? This is a beautiful thing we're looking at right now.
Right.
All right, we're seeing two of our people in this field, all right? Because generally what we're going to see, ASAP Rocky and Rihanna. That's what we're going to see.
Right.
Right? But now we got ASAP Rockets. You know what I mean? All right, all praises. But this is a beautiful thing. I just wanted, when I saw this, I said, hey, we have to show this because the marriage is a beautiful thing as well. Before we move on, we got to pull a scripture. Before we bring you on, Miss Tiara, we're going to just read this out of the Bible because we love this scripture so much. Go ahead, read that. Hebrews 13:4.
Check. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
Right. Marriage is honorable in all. Right. So we have our guest, Miss Tierra, Gwen Fletcher, is now we know she's married to another aerospace engineer. So this is getting more to be a beautiful show. It's already exploded. All right. Hey, bring back that video. Let's finish that video up because I do want y'all to see something out of there, and then we're gonna bring her on. All right. Play the rest of that video.
And rockets coexist.
I am a graduate of Tuskegee and Duke University.
I am a graduate of MIT.
And now we are aerospace engineers.
I heard there's no sound. This is what I'm hearing, that we don't have sound going out. They said there's no sound. I'm just getting that right now. You sure? You sure? Okay, it just came back. I heard. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Someone coming from here really made me feel good about
Hey,
what's.
pause that, because I'm hearing that no one can hear the actual sound for the videos. So until you fix that, let's drop that. She said now she can hear the videos. Okay. Hey, can we? You know what? Let's bring out our guest. Let's bring out our guest because you guys are crazy. Hey, Miss Tierra, where are you? Where is Miss Tierra? There she goes. How you doing, Miss Tierra? All right, hold on. Now we're not hearing Miss Tierra. Somebody fix this. We need to hear everything. Okay, somebody turn up her. Let's make sure she's up. I cannot hear her. Let's make sure she's up.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Hey,
there you go.
All right.
Yes, applause. How you doing, Miss Tierra?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. We appreciate you here. And I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
Is your husband around?
Is he around?
Yeah,
he is around.
Oh, hey, can he duck his head in there real quick?
He can.
Real quick. Where's the brother? Myron. Can he duck in there real quick? This is crazy. Because it's funny because I was just looking this morning and I saw that and I was like, wow, this is a beautiful thing. What did he say? Is he shy? Is he coming on?
I just sent him a message trying to get him over here.
Okay.
He'll probably just pop up.
Okay. All right, so Miss Tierra, talk to us. Let us know. Is he coming in now? Oh, all right.
Let's see. Let me give him a quick call. That'll be quicker.
All right. Yes. So, all right. So while we wait, we would like for everybody to like, comment, share, subscribe to the Nehemiah Squad. All right. We're bringing you the great shows with excellent guests. All right. So, okay, there you go. All right. So okay, so listen, we asked to get Mr. Myron Fletcher on and see if he could jump in there real quick and so we can have some good science talk and get into the beautiful thing of a aerospace couple. What's going on with you brothers, man? Why y'all so quiet all the time?
Oh man, you know.
I want to know where how did y'all meet? Did y'all you went to MIT, he went to or did I get it backwards?
No, she went to MIT,
No,
he
you're
went
right.
to Tuskegee. But
You're right.
how did you guys meet?
Yeah. And he's on the way.
Oh, he's on the way. Okay.
He just tucked in the kids.
Okay.
But yes, I went to MIT. He went to Tuskegee University.
Yes.
So we actually met at work in Huntsville, Alabama. So at the time I was interning. He was full time already. Working as a rocket propulsion engineer for the Space Launch System. I was interning as a systems engineer. And we met, and the rest is history.
Right.
We were engaged the following year and then married the next.
Okay.
And yeah, that's how our
that's
story
good
began.
stuff right there. Y'all pulled the trigger quick. There's no sense in hanging around.
Yes, we did.
There's no sense in hanging around. That's beautiful.
Right.
Yes.
No,
all praises.
no.
All praises.
Yeah, he let me know that the day that we met, he knew that I was his wife.
Really?
For me, I knew that he was going to be somebody special, but I didn't know that he was my husband yet. It took a couple of weeks, so probably still not too long. But
oh man, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. And because generally, you hear horror stories about relationships at work. You know what I mean? But this one worked out beautifully. So you guys have children as well, I see. Okay. Excellent.
We do, yes. We have 3 boys, 6, 5, and 2.
All right. How they looking? Is it looking like they're going down the science road as well?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. One wants to be a pilot, one wants to be an astronaut, and the other one, he's going to be something great once he figures it out.
Okay. So Miss Tierra, start from the beginning. Give us your origin story. How you started.
And before I start, I do have Myron here if you want to.
Oh yes,
talk
please.
to him.
Come on in.
Bring him on.
Myron, get in
Myron,
here, man.
What up? Pull up a chair.
Bro. What's going on with you, bro? Hey, what's going on, my brother? Hey, I was just telling the people, we're good. How are you?
I'm amazing.
Hey, man, when I saw that this morning, I was like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me we didn't know this whole time she's married to an aerospace engineer? This is a couple. Hey, this is a beautiful thing. Right. This is a beautiful thing, bro. We love to see this, man. So I just wanted to get you on at least a little bit and meet you, let the people see you,
Absolutely. Yes, I am real in the flesh.
All right. So thank you, Byron. I appreciate you, man.
Have a good one.
All right, you as well. So, Miss Tierra, let's start from the beginning. Give us your origin story. How did it start?
Yeah, so I'm from Mableton, Georgia. It's a small town outside of Atlanta, Georgia. And at about 6, that's when I realized that I really had a passion for math. Mother, she would get me to calculate the groceries in my head without a calculator before she could get to the register, and minus the coupons that she made me clip the night before. So she really fostered my passion for mathematics as well. But it wasn't until I was 11 when I was introduced to a program called LM Smart. It taught me about the fundamentals of aerospace engineering. And at the time, I wanted to be a designer, a scientist, a mathematician, you name it, but I had never heard of an aerospace engineer. So the program had put it all together for me, and I wanted to design pink military aircraft. Period. That was it. So my parents, they really fostered just my passion for engineering, for aerospace. So every year after I realized that I wanted to do that, they placed me into different programs that would just give me that exposure and the resources in order to understand, well, what is it to actually be an aerospace engineer? So my dad, being a construction worker, he would get me to build things at home that I would design on paper and just teach me about measurements. And my mom, she continued to press on the importance of just learning math and understanding it. So just with that unit in itself, and of course my siblings, my brother, my sister, they always showed me so much love. So they just uplifted me to just push me towards that dream. My teachers, any staff members that were at my schools, they just push. So for me, I would say that the only challenge that I had was truly myself as I was going through my journey. When I went into high school, I was going to, have you heard of a gifted program?
Absolutely, of course.
It's like a gifted program in high school at Wheeler High School. It was the Center for the Advanced Studies in Mathematics, Science, Technology. And I entered the program, and it was the first time that I didn't really see people who looked like me. I could just number it on my fingers how many people did look like me. So it was a shock in terms of understanding what my journey could look like, that I would have to navigate those rooms. And so I started to have a sense of doubt in my journey into, well, can I actually become an aerospace engineer?
Right.
So the teachers, they definitely poured into me. I had some key teachers who saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and they encouraged me to apply to MIT. And I had not heard of MIT like at all.
Right.
But when I did learn about it, I figured that there was no way that I would get in yet be able to stay there. But I did end up getting in. I was shocked. My parents were celebrating as I just held that letter in my hand. And I finally decided to go. I say finally because it took me until the national college deadline to decide because I did not want to go away from Georgia. I wanted to go to Georgia Tech, be close to family, period. But after experiencing MIT and just having a sneak peek of what it could offer, I decided to take a leap. And my parents, they drove me all the way up from Atlanta to Cambridge. And yeah, the rest was history. I persevered quite a bit in terms of how difficult it was at that university. But I was able to complete my dream to become an aerospace engineer.
Miss Tierra, you said it was difficult. I'm looking here. They said you had a 5.0 average. Where's the difficulty? What's going on?
It was difficult. It was still difficult. I had to shift the way that I attacked, I would just say, my assignments, my tests, my quizzes, the way that I even balance my different passions. I was very much so into dance, into community outreach and all of these other things. So I had to prioritize right. That was my first time in that independence realm of really trying to figure out, all right, well, I want to do all of these things, but what am I really here for? I'm here to get this aerospace engineering degree. So it took a lot of support to get there, and it took some long, long nights in order to make it happen. But yes, it was a journey. It was a journey.
Okay. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing right there. So from there, right, you graduate, and then what happens after that? Do you start applying for jobs, or are people looking for you? Like athletes, right? They get out, they're excellent, right? And they go to the draft. I would imagine something like that is going on with you guys.
So for me, it was interesting. It was my sophomore year was when I had my first internship with Boeing. So I started with Boeing. And so year after year, I would go back to Boeing because I just loved it so much. And I just continued on full time. So even during my senior year, I was actually working at the same time during the academic year, part-time for Boeing, as I pursued my degree as well. And then when I graduated, I just transitioned to full-time. So I just stayed with Boeing that entire time for the remainder of my collegiate career.
Wow. Okay. So, all right. So, during your college years, you were interning with Boeing, right? So,
Yes.
so was this like after school or just only during summers? How was that going?
So summer internships, that was the primary. So sophomore summer, junior summer.
Right.
But then I continued on my senior year. I actually worked during the school year.
Okay.
And then I took a couple of weeks break or so, and then I went to full time.
Got it.
So I was actually working a good chunk.
Right. No, that's
during
great
my
stuff.
undergrad.
No, that's great stuff. So now you get there, right? So how do you know where you fit in, right? Are they training you saying, well, hey, listen, your mind is more applicable to this discipline, so on and so forth? How did that go?
That's a very good question. So for most of my internship summers, I actually transitioned to structural design and analysis engineering. I know that I was interested in designing. I still had that passion from when I was a little girl. So I still wanted to create structures and figure out the best materials and do all the different stress tests in order to figure out what the design should be at that time for the spacecraft. So I could not decide during my internships. But after having some discussions with my management at the time, it was a matter of, hey, you know what? Just choose one that you feel like would just challenge you more. So I ended up choosing structural analysis engineering, and it was full-blown calculations all day, every day. And I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it until the point where I wanted to interact with people more. So that was my transition point. And was like, okay, I really love these calculations. They're quite cool. I'm doing what I want to do. But I want to interact with people more. So that's how I ended up getting out of structural analysis engineering into what would be called an engine section task lead, where I had to interact with people and also had to translate the engineering language to mechanics as well in order to get parts installed on the rocket.
Wow. This is crazy. So, right? So you're there. So now you're actually a rocket scientist. You're building, you're engineering. So you're the one actually coming up with a design. Then what's in your mind, you have to make it come out basically physically, right? This is what we're talking about. So now, how does that translate to the actual physical rocket being built and then trying it to see if it works?
Yeah, so when I was in Huntsville, Alabama as a structural analysis engineer, imagine that I'm only looking at the computer all day when I'm doing those calculations. And even when I was doing the CAD modeling, it was the same ordeal. You're pretty much drafting out the paper. But then when I moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, when I was serving as an engine section task lead, that's when I was physically seeing the rocket, touching the rocket, and interacting with the engine section of the core stage, which carries about 90% of the parts for the core stage, and actually being able to see all of the different parts being installed. But then I turn around one day and I do see some testing happening for those propulsion parts. So all the different, just imagine a bunch of plumbing, just a bunch of tubing, just all around you. And I actually see my husband, Myron, working as a rocket propulsion engineer, testing out the components that I just helped support be installed.
Hold on, real
that's
quick.
how I was able to, yeah.
Wait, real quick. So
that's how I
while
was
he's
able to
doing
see
that,
the full cycle.
while he was doing that, were you guys together at that time already? Or this
Yes.
is okay. I
Yeah,
thought this
we
when
were
you first
married
seen
at
him.
that point. We were
Oh,
married
okay.
at that point.
Oh, that's beautiful. I
Yeah.
thought that's when you saw him and was like, I love him.
Exactly.
Okay. No, go ahead, sis. I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's beautiful stuff. All right. So you see him. He's testing out propulsion. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's testing out the propulsion systems. And he turns around and he realizes that it's me because we're in full PPE, so protective gear. So imagine from head to toe. And we realized that, wow, we are literally inside of this massive rocket that we've been working on at that point for a couple of years and really seeing it come to life. So, of course, a few years later, when the rocket was fully integrated, tested out completely, delivered to Florida, that's where we're able to come together and actually see it launch. Now, when we traveled to Florida for the second launch attempt, I was about 8 months pregnant with our actual third born. So it was several years later.
Wow.
And it was just amazing to see that whole product just sitting on the launch pad. And it just put me into a moment of just thinking about our entire journey.
Right.
So when we did travel back to Maui, because we lived on Maui for a couple of years, I was able to hold my newborn at the time and watch the rocket fly over. So it was a full moment for us.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got something, Judah? Did you want to?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay. All right. So as I'm reading, right? So you got, well, you know what? I want to bring something up real quick because I want to make sure that we're bridging the gap, right? Because somebody might see you on the show and say, and might start thinking about hidden figures, right? Now, I'm pretty sure you saw that. she's rubbing her hands together. But this is the time to make that connection, right? Brothers, bring up number 7, okay? Because you said something. You said your mom had you always calculating in your mind, right? And I forget the name of the guy, but he's Nigerian. He's the one that made the internet fast. I forget his name, but he's told a similar story about his father, that he would have him doing multiplication and division, and he would have to have like 100 what do you call it, problems solved within like a minute or so, and he would have to just come down the page, and that built his speed, and therefore that's what made him. When he went to the Department of Defense, he implemented that based on what his father did with him.
Cap, his name is
similar to what's his name?
His name is Dr. Philip Emigwali.
Yes, that's him, right? Dr. Philip Mbigwali, right? So that's a similar story with yours, where your mother put you through the same thing, and it's important for us to tell these stories because generally we take our children, we put a ball in their hand, and we say, hey, listen, learn how to dribble, learn that handle, hold that handle, like do pull-ups, and so this is the things that we need to hear. This is a beautiful thing. Hey, brothers, bring that up. Number 7. Okay, read that.
Hidden Figures. How NASA hired its first black woman computers.
Right, computers. That's what they would call the women. Now, there was white women there working as well, right? But these women were called computers. But go ahead.
The Oscar-nominated film Hidden Figures tells a story of African-American women whose math skills helped put a U.S. astronaut into orbit in the 1960s. But the history of black women working for NASA goes back much further, and they were still struggling to get the best jobs in the 1970s.
Right. Go ahead. Read that then. Go ahead.
In 1943, 2 years after the U.S. joined World War II, Miriam Daniel Mann was 36 years old. She had 3 children, aged 6, 7, and 8. But she also had a chemistry degree. Job opportunities for married women were limited then, especially for those with children, and even more so for African American women. But as men went off to war, there was a skill shortage in vital industries. The president signed an executive order allowing black people to be employed in the defense sector for the first time, and NASA's predecessor, the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics.
Right, so that was NACA. That was the name before NASA. All right, go ahead.
Started looking for black women to work on mathematical calculations. Through her husband, a college professor, Mann heard about the recruiters visiting black college campuses. She registered to take an exam, passed it, and became one of the first black women to work as a human computer at the NACA Aeronautics Research Facility at Langley in Virginia.
Go ahead, read that next paragraph. That's what I want.
These were the days before the machines we now know as computers were available to crunch numbers. And when they were invented, they took their name from the humans who had done the job before them.
Right, you can drop that. So the point of it was that the women were being called computers, and then when the machines were actually named after the women, right? So a lot of people might not have known that, but that's great history. But I just wanted to bring that out to show that you're right. That's your lineage, pretty much. It's the same thing. And it's beautiful to see. So now you're working on propulsion that's going to go to Mars. This is what you guys are working on now, correct? Is that right?
So we're actually working on a different project now.
Okay.
It's still in the defense sector.
Okay.
I'm not at liberty of saying what the product is.
Right.
But it is very important for our country.
I figured so.
So it's been a pleasure to work in the space and defense industry. So now we're in the defense side.
Right. And I saw something. I'm going to say something. I know you might not be able to say anything, right? Because when I saw it, I said, you know what? She might not be able to talk about it. But I was looking and I saw that the DARPA, right? You don't have to say yay or nay. DARPA and NASA, right, are combining on working on a nuclear fusion rocket to get from the moon to Mars, right? Now, this is out there, supposed knowledge that's out there. Obviously, you can't go deep. You guys got clearances and all that. I know how it goes, right? But it's exciting stuff, right? So can you talk a little bit about what you do in regards to that build? How is it different from the original rocket technology that you worked on when you first got there?
Absolutely. So I would say that now, as we're moving into a space of pushing the boundaries and really trying to get to Mars, we are trying things differently. So Space Launch System, when it launched, it was back in 2022. So now we're looking at the next iteration of Space Launch System launching next year. Now we're also trying to figure out, well, how can we push the technological envelope in order to get there more quickly, lower cost, and also keep us safe. So the race to Mars has, I think, just brought a lot of fruitful technology for the world. That's my favorite part about space programs. It is the technology that comes out of it. So I think that as we're looking at technologies from the nuclear perspective, it could be very beneficial in order to reduce the millions of pounds of liquid hydrogen, liquid oxygen that we have to use in order to get the rocket to the place of where it's going now, which is in lunar orbit. So going to Mars, you're talking, ooh, my goodness, several months, right? About 7 months of duration. So being able to cut that by a fraction and use less energy, yes.
Okay. So let me ask you, because now that space travel is starting to ramp up, right? You have a lot of companies now, independent companies outside of NASA, right? Which one of them has contacted you to take you away from that? Just let us know. Because there's like
I
thousands.
have received messages from each of the most well-known ones.
Yep.
But you know, it's so interesting because I would say in the media, you always see competition.
Right.
But when it actually comes to the work that's being done behind the scenes, we interact so much.
Yes.
So even as you're looking at the Space Launch System, you see Boeing for the core stage of the rocket. But then you have Lockheed Martin involved, you have Northrop Grumman involved, you have all of these different sectors that are involved on these massive space projects, because each of us have a different position in terms of what our focus is, what our main marketing position is, when it comes to the technology that we can deliver. So we do end up working together. But I know that typically when you see anybody, you know, in the news, whether it's SpaceX doing that next launch or whether it's Blue Origin doing their next launch, whatever it may be, you see a divide, but there's actually a lot of collaboration that happens.
No, absolutely. And we knew that because we were looking at, like I said, we did a show a couple of weeks ago about the race to the moon. And we were looking at an old document from the 40s, and they were talking about going to the moon and nuclear technology. Now, this is in the 40s, okay, where they only had the atom bomb. They obviously they were already working on the nuclear stuff, but they weren't talking about it. But they discussed it there, and they were saying how when they get to the moon, that all of the world will have access to the moon. First, it was they wanted to get there first to take over, but they were concerned about extraterrestrials, right? Which they said existed. This is in the document. Okay, this is in the document, and they said these things, and they were scared of that. And they said, "Listen, when we all go out there, we're gonna have a piece of the moon." And you know, it was, if we had time, we would bring it up. They were talking very nicely. It doesn't sound like the regular United States. Usually, the U.S. is talking real trashy and crazy to people, but they weren't doing it here. But then when we looked up the private companies, I noticed each of them was working on something different, right? And that's when I said, "Oh, they all working together." Right? Like you brought up SpaceX, they had the reusable rockets, right? There was another company that's trying to do a commercial way, so now they're able to dock onto the International Space Station that's out there already. There's no way you can do that if you're not working together, right? One company's working on rovers, one company is working on being able to take off from space. The whole nine. Everybody's doing their thing, right? Because they're all trying to get to that same goal, which is escape Earth, right? But so listen, we got a couple of questions for you, sis. We have a couple of questions. Now, going to the moon, how come we just don't go to the moon every 5 minutes and just get there and jump off and have a good time on the moon? What's happening?
Well, you know, we had a large focus going to the moon when it was super popular, right? Like think 60s, 70s, you know, there were full-blown parades for going to the moon.
Right.
Now that we have been there, done that, and I would say that we've only explored a fraction of the moon, right? We still have a lot more to explore. Now the focus is just different. With the International Space Station, the significance of it, you have the different experiments that are happening within the ISS. That allow you to understand, well, what would it be like to plant on the moon or on Mars? Or what would it look like in order to regenerate food or to do all of these different things? What would it look like to have a long duration space mission in an anti-gravity environment that would be similar to having to have a long duration trip to Mars or to a different planet? So the International Space Station has been a large focus of that as we prepare to make that big leap over to Mars. So in my opinion, we're just really focusing our resources on the space station that is our testing ground for what will then become our next step to getting over to Mars. The similar experiment or project, if you will, that's happening that's going to be very similar to ISS is the Lunar Gateway. And that one's going to be stationed in lunar orbit. So it's going to orbit the moon. And that's going to provide similar capabilities in what you see for the ISS, but it's our next step. It's our step to get even closer to Mars. I view it as a gas station slash a testing ground because it's going to be a pit stop, if you will, to get to Mars. So I think that we're just focusing our priorities in a way that will allow us to be well equipped for those long trips and have a great amount of understanding, have greater technologies, have greater capabilities in order to make a trip that far and maintain safety for all of the astronauts that are going to be making that journey.
Right. Because, and that makes some sense because we were trying to figure out what is the point of putting these nuclear facilities on the moon. But as I started to read about you and what you're doing, I said, oh, okay. So they're going to use this place to jump from here to Mars, pretty much, right? Okay, we listen. We have a very important question for you. Okay, and I don't know if you've ever heard this before. You probably have, right? Talk to us about the Van Allen belts, because according to people, the Van Allen belts are keeping human beings from being able to really get through there and get to the moon. Now, we've heard that we have people on the moon in 1969, 1972. But what is this whole thing about? We know for sure that they got probes going there, ships going out there. But can human beings actually get through the Van Allen belts without dying from the radiation and be on the moon? Is this really a thing?
And you hit on it. You were talking about the different probes that we do have traveling beyond that space in order to just have a greater understanding of what that would look like. Some spacecraft have been traveling towards that direction and even now beyond that direction. I want to say the Voyager spacecrafts for more than 60 years. So it's a long-term study in order to collect that very data to understand, can we actually live or be able to function in that environment? And if so, what would it take in order for us to be equipped in order to do that? We have our spacesuits going down to the different technologies that are incorporated in the materials, down to the layers of those spacesuits, all of the different experimentation that's happening. It has informed what that buildup would look like. So even the next generation spacesuits, they're going to look well improved from the bulky ones that you see today, but it has to take into account all of the different radiation levels, all of the different force levels that have to be navigated within a human body in order to protect us. So it's a long-term study when it comes to that particular region. But I do think that we're getting closer. I think that we're closer than ever before. But it's going to take some time for us to really understand what it would take to navigate that space and live there.
Okay. So let me ask you this: have we actually put somebody on the moon? What? Because everybody's saying it's a hoax. Have we actually put somebody there? Because if we can't get through the Van Allen, how did these people get there? Is what I'm saying.
Well, that's a lot. I would say yes. I do believe that we have been to the moon. That's a lot closer, right?
Right.
I think that we have taken steps on the moon. I think that those very moon rocks that I held during my freshman year at MIT were real.
Right.
that
No,
I
think they were real too.
My geology course.
Right. No, I think we definitely had for sure the probes went out there, and I'm pretty sure they collected some stuff. That is 100%. But the people. Now, again, I don't know. I'm just asking somebody who knows way more than us. You know, we just hear stuff on the internet, so we're coming to a real expert who knows what she's talking about. You know, we're just here like, you know what? I think they're right. And then somebody comes with another, somebody has another opinion. We're like, I think they're right. You know what I mean? So according to you, the way you look at things, you think that basically at least they were there.
They put space boots on the moon. You believe that?
Yes.
I believe it.
Okay.
I believe it. I believe that they stepped foot on the moon.
Okay. Because we had a video. We got to show you this video. We have to show you this video, okay? Hey, go to number 19. In number 19, I have 2 links. The one on the bottom. Click the one on the bottom. Click the one on the bottom. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's not really funny, but it's funny. You know, it's gonna be funny for you because you know this is your world. But click that bottom link, guys, and bring that up. Okay.
You lost the technology to get us to the moon. You just happened to lose it?
They lost the tapes of the moon landing. What you watch when Neil Armstrong climbs off the LEM, One Small Step for Man, that was projected on a wall in NASA, and when asked why don't we go back, NASA said, well, we can't replicate that technology. It's too difficult. We already did that, man, didn't we? 17 times or whatever?
Unbelievable.
I don't buy it.
I want to talk about
All right.
the moon
Hey,
landing.
drop that for a second. That's all we need. That's all we need. Miss Tierra. What is this real? They lost the tapes? Tierra, talk to us. You tell us something. Because these guys are documentarians, right? They're trying to make money.
I'm just shaking my head.
Yes, please. Talk to us.
Well, no. So even the reason why we are able to do the launches that we do today, the reason why we are able to travel to where we go today, whether it has humans on the spacecraft or not, it is based upon the technologies that we have gained over decades of work to understand what it would take to get to those points, to get to that far into space. So in terms of losing the technology of how to travel, absolutely not.
Right.
In terms of losing the tapes, now, listen, I was not alive at that time, but I do not believe that is the case.
Right. That absolutely makes no sense at all. Right? How could they lose the tapes? We made jokes about that last week when we were like, they got tapes of the Super Bowl.
The first one.
The first one.
The first one.
When they had
Super
leather
Bowl
caps
one.
on.
Right. With the leather caps. They got they got videos for everything. It's no way in the world, unless they just didn't want to let it out. That makes more sense to me that they didn't want to allow anybody to see it, right? But and another question, like, why is everything so secret? I understand there's competition between countries and stuff, but I didn't even know that India actually landed a probe on the moon a couple of years ago.
I didn't know that either.
I just saw that. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Did you know about that?
I did, but I also think that when it comes to the competitive environment of the space race, we look at it from a United States perspective.
Right.
But like you mentioned earlier, other countries are competing as well.
Right.
When it comes to space relations, we've always talked about national relations, but now we're thinking about space relations and how to make sure that we are operating in accordance with what's being built in terms of an agreement for how that land is going to be shared when we're talking about space territories.
Right.
So countries, they are trying to get more robust in their own rights, more independently, so that they would be able to compete in that environment. Some countries are in agreement with working together. Some countries are trying to be well equipped in their own right. So there is a lot of activities that are going on across the world when it comes to space. And there are different space agencies for other countries as well. Some of them, again, we work together, and some of them are more independent.
Right. So in the world of UAPs, right? How do you feel about? Do you believe this?
UAPs or UAVs?
UAP. UFOs.
UAP.
Yeah.
Oh boy. UFOs.
She's like, why? Why are you doing this? Listen, if it's really like, if it's something you can't talk about, then don't, it's cool. But let me know. What do you think?
I mean, I've researched a couple because as any space enthusiast, you become curious. You want to know if there is any sort of extraterrestrial life out there that has some super advanced technologies that meet all of your sci-fi dreams. I get that. I get that. I live it. But when it comes to UAPs or just different sightings, there's a whole committee that's been stood up in order to look into those. But from the research that I've done, we were just talking about secrecy when it comes to different projects. I've seen how some projects become declassified and they end up matching up with a sighting. So from my perspective, I think that all of those, they do have some sort of backing to them, but it may not be what we think, and it could be more of, some sort of classified project that was happening in that area that just so happened to enter somebody's backyard. Because I have actually looked into some of the different cases. And that was the finding that I had more commonly.
Right. Okay. Well, it's funny because when we see it, we believe it, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Right now, before I got like deep into the scriptures in the Bible, I'd actually seen one, right? But I didn't.
I've seen one.
Yeah, I didn't think too much about it. I'm laying in, but I grew up in New York. I'm laying in the bed. I'm just looking up, and this thing was just sitting there for like a long time, and I just happened to really like start paying attention to it, so I started to stare at it. And when I started to stare at it, it just did a quick move, and then bang, it was gone. Right? That was one time. Right? And then other people told me they seen the stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool. I didn't, no problem. But the Bible talks about chariot. It's called chariots or clouds, right? And when you see some of the movies take from the Bible when they have the. I don't know if you ever seen enthusiasts like yourself. I'm pretty sure you saw Independence Day. Did you ever see that? It's an old movie from the 90s. Do you remember it?
A little bit.
See, she can't remember.
She's young, bro.
This is the second time I brought it up. Yeah.
I was born around that time.
Right. Because how old are you now? Like 30 or something like that?
30.
Right.
Yeah.
So that movie came out before you were born. This is crazy.
Yeah. She's young, bro.
That's wild. Yeah. Yeah, we that old.
Oh my God.
You that old, man.
All right. I'm that old.
Come on, man. Don't do this to me.
Right. But I just want to show you a couple of things, right? Go to the book of Genesis. I want something because if you remember, and obviously you're going to know this, in the early times of them training for space walks and stuff, they would always be in a pool, right?
Yeah.
So the question was, how did they know, like, why were they using a pool to simulate space travel or space walking, right? But when you look in the Bible, it pretty much tells you that in the first chapter.
Right.
Literally. We're going to read something for you.
Before you read that.
Oh, go ahead.
Sis, do you believe in this here book here? This is the Bible.
Do I believe in the Bible? Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But you know what happened? Because when we first started the video with her and her husband, it starts off love, faith, rockets. Right. So I saw that. I was like, oh man, this is a great thing. Right. So we're gonna read something for you, sis. Huh? What'd you say?
Faith first.
Faith first. Excellent. Very good. But go ahead, read that thing. Genesis 1.
Genesis chapter 1 and verse 6.
Go ahead.
And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters.
Right. It said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Go ahead.
And let it divide the waters from the waters.
Right. Let it divide the waters from the waters. Watch this.
And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament.
Right. The waters which were under the firmament, right? The ocean, right? Go ahead.
From the waters which were above the firmament.
Right. The waters which were above the firmament. So that's the space. That's outer space. Right. Go ahead.
And it was so.
Go ahead.
And God called the firmament heaven.
Right. Not the heaven that he's in, but the heavens, right? Like the cosmos and so forth. Go ahead.
And the evening and the morning were the second day.
Right. So when we look at it and we say, even when you look at the UAPs, a lot of times they see the UAPs in the ocean. They're coming out of the ocean. They're going into space, right? Because these are the same, as you know, the same gravity, so to speak. And, so we look at all of this. I was seeing a video with DARPA, not with them, but somebody who does work with them. And they were saying how they were looking at pretty much biotech, right? Biotech stuff and whatever. You see that in the scriptures as well, right? When the angels, they're in their vehicles, and it's the same thing. It's no maneuvering. They're thinking about where to go, right? This is in Ezekiel chapter 1. We're showing you this because you with all of this knowledge, this is not far from this is what you're supposed to have. You know what I mean? It's not nothing that you just picked up. This is like this is a gift from the Lord, is what I'm trying to tell you. Right? Go ahead. You know what I want?
Yeah, Ezekiel 1.
Yes, sir.
1 and 4.
Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding in itself.
Right, go ahead.
And a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire, and also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
Right. So this was an angel they're talking about. It. When you read on, the angel has different looks and so on and so forth. We're going to jump because I just want to get to the point of it. Right. Jump down to verse 9.
Verse 9. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went.
Right. They said they didn't turn where they went. It wasn't like that's what they're trying to say, just a thought to move, not an actual turn. You know what I mean? So as you read this, when you look at, and it's important, when you get a chance, look at Independence Day with Will Smith. In there, he talks about how those aliens, they're using biotech. They're actually flying their ships with their thoughts. But we know where that's coming from. Even when the ship is coming out of the cloud, is literally out of Ezekiel, how the fire is enfolded in it and so on and so forth. We're just trying to connect the dots. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I want to read one more thing for you and Daniel about yourself, because you fit right into this, right? And many of our people. And that's why we were excited to have you on, because usually with our people, we're hearing, we're rappers, we're ball players, we're shooting up the place. You know what I mean? Like, it's always something. It's always something negative. Like, all music is negative now. There's no positivity in it, barely, unless you get to some jazz or some soul music like that's thrown to the bottom. Nobody pays attention to anymore, right? And so now this is great, right? But our people need to see this. The youngsters need to see this, to know that their intelligence, that they can move on with it, right? And we've always been like this. Give me Daniel 1 and verse 4.
Daniel chapter 1 verse 4. Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom.
Right. So this is during the time of Babylon, and they had the children of Israel as slaves. But they took the brightest, the best and the brightest. They said, which had no blemish. They were skillful in all wisdom. Go ahead.
And cunning in knowledge.
Go ahead.
And understanding science.
And understanding science, right? So even in our captivity, right, we were this way, right? So now, even as we were coming up, when we look back and we see that NASA was taking those sisters back then, because that first sister was working for NASA, and in 1943, she was already 36 years old. So her mind was already advanced from the 1800s. When you really think about it, right? She didn't just get that way. She was that way from birth, right? And starting to build. So it's a beautiful thing. I just wanted to let you see that. Go ahead, bro.
I like the whole fact that based upon the environment, like you said, you were encouraged, you were pushed, you were supported,
right. Right.
And when you look at our typical neighborhoods, we're discouraged from reading. We're discouraged and not supported. Right, the things like reading and going to school, that stuff is frowned upon in the inner city neighborhoods.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Our like trades are like what Cap was talking about. We got dancing, we have basketball, we have entertainment.
Right,
but then this is not. There's no TV show today that shows me a positive black image of a married couple,
right?
A married couple,
right?
In bioengineering, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now,
space, yeah.
when I see that, I say, "Damn, maybe I could do that, or maybe my daughter could do that."
That's the point.
If this sister could do it, maybe I should put my daughter in that.
That's right. And
look at their kids.
Yeah,
yeah.
And Sister Tia, she's working on that, right? You have books. Talk to us about that, because that's real important.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we created Rocket with the Fletchers, and our tagline is faith, love, and rocket. So like I mentioned, faith first. Mm-hmm. And our goal, it is to spread the message of, hey, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. So for us, we realize that when we look around the rooms that we stand in, that there are not many people who look like us. And we want to change that. So we created a book series called Rocketing Dreams. And we have, I can be a veterinarian, I can be an aerospace engineer, I can be a mechanical engineer, I can be a pilot, I can be an astronaut, I can be an automotive engineer, in order to spread the image of, hey, you know what, here's somebody who looks like you, who's doing what you want to do. And also, this is what it is. Because, like I mentioned, the only reason that I found out about aerospace engineering, it is because of the program that I went through when I was 11. If I didn't go through that program, I probably wouldn't have had that exposure until much later.
Right.
And then I also have Wonder Women of Science, and that features 12 women who are functioning successfully in their respective science environments today. So whether they are doing nuclear engineering, I have the first Black woman to graduate with her PhD in nuclear science from MIT. She's featured in that book, as well as David Newman. She is the woman who is creating the biosuit, so the next generation spacesuit. They're all doing different things. And they're all living and breathing today. And they're also lifting up upcoming generations as well. So they share their stories, and they also share a piece of the industry that they're a part of to actually provide some facts and learning within that book as well. So just trying to spread the knowledge that we've been able to gain, share experiences in the hopes that we can motivate, that child, that adult, whoever it may be, that, hey, you know what, you have a dream and you can achieve it.
No, that's excellent. Hey, guys, throw that back up. Throw the link back up with all her books on Amazon, because this is what we want to support, right? People should be able to buy these kind of books for their kids and get them started. I was telling the guys, I was in a gas station. You know how the kids come over and they're trying to sell you candy for the basketball team and so on and so forth. So I asked the little kid, I said, "What you selling this for? Your team?" He said, "Oh no, I want to be a civil engineer." I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, the people who know how to map out the city and build bridges and so on." He started breaking it down. I was shocked, but I was happy to hear that. It was totally different. So everybody check her out. This is Tierra Fletcher. You can find her on Amazon. Look at all these books like she brought out. And Tierra, your husband Myron, he is a pilot, correct?
He's working to become a pilot, actually.
Okay. No, that's
that's one of his other passions that he's working towards. So he's an aerospace engineer by trade, also double majored in physics. Now he's an aerospace program manager, and he loves to fly. So he's working on becoming a pilot too.
No, that's excellent, because he went to Tuskegee. We actually did a show on the Tuskegee Airmen, I think earlier this year. And we had the son of one of the pilots, the original pilots. And it was a great show, because we found out that we're actually great pilots, right? And in the Top Gun, Top Gun, the actual movie, there's actually a real Top Gun where they do maneuvers and so on and so forth. And those pilots, the Tuskegee pilots, would win those competition with inferior planes. Like it was crazy. It was crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So these are the things that we want our kids to be exposed to, and I see that you're doing that. I see, and you talked about doing outreach as well. I seen you with some children. So what, you visit schools, and how's that go?
Oh, yes. We visit schools, we visit churches, we visit conferences, we speak, we teach, we pretty much do anything that it takes in order to spread the messaging and the encouragement of allowing those kids to see something different from what they could typically imagine when they think of an aerospace engineer or anything that they want to become. So we've been on different TV shows, creating rockets out of Christmas decor, and we've also just gone to different countries, speaking at conferences, and we've also been in churches, just giving the message for that Sunday, just talking about our journeys and also sharing some scriptures that allow us to be able to navigate our journeys. And we've also gone to schools in order to offer workshops and different experiments and things of that nature, all with the same goal of encouraging them to follow their dreams. We're also the directors of STEM for the Learning Lounge.
Yes.
It's a micro school over in Little Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Okay.
And we also teach for MIT every summer with their MITES outreach program. So we teach the aerospace engineering course. So those are a few things that we do just with that shared goal of spreading the news that, hey, if you can dream it, you truly can achieve it. And we can share our different pieces of knowledge and resources and give you that exposure to help you get there.
No, that's great stuff. You had something? Okay. No, that's excellent stuff. Shem, you had something you was gonna say?
No, not right now.
Okay.
I'm looking at some stuff too.
I do like that imagery though. I like that imagery.
You have to love it.
Yeah, our kids need to see that. You know, we need to see that because like the stuff that you're doing and your husband is doing will be looked at as uncool. Somebody may make fun of you for doing something great. You know what I'm saying? Those things, these things should be applauded. You know, and we are the. It's funny that they'll say it's not as many smart black people. That's why you don't see them in the industry or whatever, or they choose not. It's not that, but we don't see the opportunity. I was studying like sales or whatever, and in sales they say, well, this is how you learn how to see opportunities. They say, well, how many red cars have you seen today, right? And I'm like, I don't know, but I've probably seen 100 red cars today. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't looking for them. So that's how opportunities are also, you know what I'm saying? If I go out looking for red cars and I substitute that with opportunities, now I'm like, okay, I done seen 50 red cars today. That's 50 opportunities. I see a couple like that. That's an opportunity for my child to see, say, oh, maybe we could be a scientist. Maybe we could be a doctor. Maybe I can run a successful business. Maybe I could be an entrepreneur. Maybe because the trades they give us, man, the percentage of making it to the NBA or something like that is so small.
Right.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and what you're doing is hard as well. It's probably a harder percentage than getting to the NBA, really. So Tiara, can we ask you a question? Are you and your husband DEI hires?
No, we are not. Not at all. We worked hard for this.
I know that.
Unfortunate.
I know that
so many people, they have been downgraded to that because of all of the things that are happening right now in our country.
Exactly. Talking garbage. No. I'm asking you. I was being facetious, because that makes no sense, right? You're coming. You guys clearly you cannot be a DEI hire doing that kind of work. Like who's doing that?
Right.
Oh yeah, just put him in there.
You got to be the best of the best.
Right.
You got to be qualified, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, we need to build some rockets. Just get anybody. just get anybody. Yeah, we can show them when they get here. Like, no, this is not that type of job. This is not that type of job. But let me see. I think it's one more. Okay, this is what I want to ask. I got to show you this video, all right? I know I know some of the stuff you're like, please, y'all are killing me. But I have one. Guys, can you play the one with Elon Musk? It's at the bottom. I don't have it numbered. It's all the way at the bottom. I'm just going to play this video for you. And then we just want to get what you think. When is the next time we're going to be able to speak to somebody like you? We had to get all our questions out.
Right.
Okay? We had some other ones that were crazy. We said, you know what, we'll leave you alone with that. We were going to actually talk about, other life. But we said, you know what, we're going to leave this alone. We're just going to ask her the basic stuff she doesn't want to answer. All right.
Why are we going to Mars?
It's not about going to Mars to visit once, but it is to make life multiplanetary. So that we can expand the scope and scale of consciousness to better understand the nature of the universe and to ensure the long-term survival of civilization in the hopefully unlikely event that something terrible happens to Earth, that there is a continuance of consciousness on Mars.
This is a backup plan in case something bad happens here, going to Mars.
That's one of the benefits of Mars, is life insurance for life collectively. So eventually, all life on Earth will be destroyed by the sun. The sun is gradually expanding, and so we do, at some point, need to be a multi-planet civilization because Earth will be incinerated.
All right, hit pause.
I'm hearing this.
Get that out of there. We're good. Right? Now, Elon Musk, no. He said something, right? He said something, but one thing was true, one thing was weird. He said the earth is going to be incinerated, right? Now, the entire earth is not going to be incinerated, but parts of it are going to be incinerated. And this is according to the Bible, right? It's not going to be the sun that's going to do it. Right. Okay? It's going to be
Not
nuclear
the sun.
weapons.
He thinking about it.
Right, not that type of sun. It's going to be a different. He said not that type of sun, the other sun, the real sun, right? Christ. But yes, he's correct. Now, how do you feel about that, Stan? Do you actually believe that we're, because I'm going to tell you right now, we're not going to be able to outrun God, right? Whatever God wants, that's how it's going down, right? So he's saying we have to go to Mars to basically escape a tragedy that's going to happen here, right? The earth is going to be incinerated. Who's going to Mars? Who's going to be able to live there?
Whoa. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like who's going to, because when Elon Musk goes, is he taking us with him?
Right. How many seats do those rockets have?
Tiara, listen, what are y'all building?
Right now.
It's only like 6 seats in those things. Like, what are we doing? So how do you feel about that?
That's a really good topic because the way that I look at us exploring Mars, it is just for the spirit of exploration to be able to discover the unknown, unknown to us, right? But we do know that one day there is going to be a re-entry to Earth from God. There is going to be the last days, period.
I like that.
And that's described out in Revelations.
Right.
So it's interesting that he brought up global warming in terms of us, pretty much being incinerated by the sun and Mars being an escape plan. But for me and what I believe in terms of my motivation for getting to Mars, it is the point of exploration. It's not for escape of God's plans.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, he's God.
Yeah, yeah, you can't outrun that, man. Like Cap said earlier, the judgment is coming, and it's gonna happen regardless.
Right.
So you got to pick a side.
Yeah, we're gonna read something real quick, right?
Yes.
Bring it up. Right, we're gonna read something. Right. So this is in the book of Habakkuk, right, chapter 2, because it was perfect what he said. I couldn't believe it. I said that's the scriptures, right? Verse 9. Go ahead.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9.
You know what? Verse 8 and 9.
Verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations.
It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations. Go ahead.
All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
Right. Because this one nation has spoiled so many nations, now they're going to turn on him. I'm pretty sure you know who that nation is. Go ahead.
Because of men's blood.
Uh-huh.
And for the violence of the land of the city.
Yep.
And of all that dwell therein.
Read on.
Woe to him that coveteth in evil covetousness to his house.
Go ahead.
That he may set his nest on high.
That he may set his nest on high. So in the book of Obadiah, it also talks about that. Remember, it says that they set their nest on high. We're going to have to get it because I'm going to read it for you. You know what? Jump there real quick. You got to hear this. A person like yourself, you need to hear this. You're going to love this. Right. You're going to love this. Obadiah. Yes, you know what I want.
Obadiah, verse 1.
No.
4.
Verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Right. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Right. Go ahead.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
And you set your nest amongst the stars. Right. Go ahead.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Thence will I bring you down, saith the Lord. Right. So what? The eagle has landed. Right. Has went up there, set his nest amongst the stars. Right. Now go back to where we was reading before. Now it's going to make more sense. Right?
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
Woe to him that coveteth in evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high.
Go ahead.
That he may be delivered from the power of evil.
Right. So that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Meaning he's going to go up there in the stars. I'm going to go to Mars. We're going to go to the moon. You go to Mars. I'll be in the space station. And then when the nuclear weapons come that Christ is going to set off, then we'll escape. No. The Lord said, no. You can't be delivered from the power of evil. It's not going to happen. So we just wanted to read that for you just to, and we understand where you're at. Because like you're saying, it's space exploration. It's what you do, right? But on the other hand, then you have an Elon Musk who is not a scientist. I really don't know what Elon Musk is. He's just a rich guy.
A lot of rich guys.
Yeah. You have the other guy who's, I don't want to name his name. Last time I said his name, they took our video down. I'm not going to name the other guy.
Mr.
Right? Yeah, that guy, Mr. Fences.
Mr. Shadowband.
Mr. Fences. If we say his real name, we're out of here, right? But yeah, sis, this is what's happening. But you're just doing a great work. Yeah. And I just want to, we want to commend you for being a leader in it, due to your mind and due to your spirit and what you can bring to our people in regards to you being that look that they need, that light that they need to look at, right? Because it's still a great profession. When my daughter, you said 11, my daughter was 9. She scored a perfect score on her science exam, right? They flew her down to Alabama, to NASA, and they had her all in the simulators. She was on TV down there and everything. And it was a big thing. But she chose not to go that direction. She's going into medicine, but still, it's great. So I when I see a lot of young sisters in it, I've witnessed it. You know what I mean? I've witnessed it, and it's a beautiful thing. Brothers, y'all have anything for? We don't want to keep all night. We don't want to keep you all night.
I do.
Go ahead.
No, I wanted to just show a little video, just because I like to just keep doing this point on imagery and different stories being shed light upon, right? So if you could pull that little short clip up for me. It's not that we as a people don't want to do this in abundance and be successful in abundance and be good in abundance, but just watch this.
Experiment, a group of scientists placed 3 monkeys in a cage, and in the middle, a ladder with bananas on the top. Every time a monkey went up the ladder, the scientists soaked the rest of the monkeys with cold water. After a while, every time a monkey went up the ladder, the others beat up the one on the ladder.
Pause it. So a banana is something that a monkey, it's good for a monkey. You know what I'm saying? That's something positive. He want to go up there and get the ladder, right? So when he goes up there to achieve what is natural for him, he gets soaked. Something terrible happens to him, right? So in order for the other monkey see it, and they beat him up if he try, don't do that. That's a bad thing. We're going to get soaked. We all going to get towed up, right? And that kind of remind me of, like, anytime we get prosperous, I look at the 1960s, all our women had dresses on, right? We were all marching together, boycotting, and then pow. Dr. Martin Luther King is shot. We start to feel pride about ourselves. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud, right? And pow, Malcolm X is shot, right? So those are kind of like us getting soaked as a people, right? And now we start to turn on each other. You got gang violence, so on and so forth. And it's the same experiment we're seeing, right? Read on or play on.
No monkey dared to go up the ladder regardless of the temptation.
Stop. Now, everybody want to be successful, but nobody want to be the next Martin Luther King. Nobody want to be the next Malcolm X, because pow, right? Nobody want to try to be successful. Now it's a thing where you get ridiculed for it, right? Play on.
Then decided to substitute one of the monkeys. The first thing this new monkey did was to go up the ladder. Immediately, the other monkeys beat him up. After several beatings, the new member learned not to climb the ladder, even though he never knew why.
Stop. Now we have a generation of kids that don't know why they don't want to be successful.
Right.
Because the last prior generation have ridiculed them, stopped them from even wanting to. And he don't know why he's a Crip. He don't know why he's a Blood.
Right.
A young sister don't know why she's a Democrat. She don't know why she's a Republican. We forgot about our race and our nationality completely because of these bad things happen to us, right? Play on.
Monkey was substituted and the same occurred. The first monkey participated on the beating for the second monkey. Third monkey was changed and the same was repeated. What was left was a group of 3 monkeys that, even though never received a cold shower, continued to beat up any monkey who attempted to climb the ladder.
So we learned that terrible behavior, and it's like every time we put a new spirit, a new spirit comes in that don't know anything about, is not afraid of the shower, not afraid of we gotta support that instead of being the other monkeys at the bottom and beating them up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta support stuff like this. We gotta put the Bible and the principles of the Bible back into good spirits like this. This is what we're all about. Right. It's keeping the commandments and the faith of Christ. Because the same way we don't know why we don't keep God's laws, we've been conditioned to not do it. Because every time we start to read the Bible, Nat Turner gets hung. You know what I'm saying? And they killed us for reading these things. So now it's like it's the Bible is associated, because Christianity, the religion, is not in the Bible. The practice of Christianity is not written here. God only asks us to keep his laws from the beginning to the end. Love your neighbor as yourself. Thou shalt not steal, so on and so forth. And the church teaches those things are not possible. Why is it not possible for me to not sleep with another man's wife? Or why is it not possible for me to not steal? That's what make a society prosperous. You know what I'm saying? So when we instill the good imagery that you guys are doing, you fulfilling Bible prophecy whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? You fulfilling it.
She likes it.
All praises. We like we like it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? We like
course.
this is good imagery. But now, as you see us, do some research on us. The what is it? Judges 5:11.
Oh yeah.
Let's get that. Let's get that. Let's get that real quick.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of it. I just want to read it.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 5 and verse 11.
Uh-huh.
They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water.
So the place of drawing water, when somebody is drawing water, are they serving class or are they ruling class? They are the serving class, right? So when we in a place where we're in servitude, right? Read on.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
That's when we're going to start to apply these things. For some reason, out of all of the negative things that we experience for trying to be success, every now and then a new spirit gonna come and try, and it's our duty. It is our job to support that. So that's what we about, man. We about when you read Revelation 14 and 12, that is our whole slogan.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That is what we about. You know, and that's who we are as a people. We're not the niggas that they portray on the videos and. That is not us. That ain't us.
I like that video that you pulled about the monkeys because if you bring it up to even right now, when we bring this Bible to life, they call the people that's actually bringing it to life and teaching it as it is written hate groups.
Right.
To make everybody else in society look at that group or these group of people as they doing some type of terrorist acts when you really have terrorists out there that's doing heinous crime. And it's crazy, and because all we trying to do is bring our people back to a moral state,
right?
A civilized state,
right?
To where we're not getting the short end of the stick, for lack of better terms. You know,
right?
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but this is a great path, and that's why we like to have people like yourself on Sis Tierra and your husband. I know we didn't deal with him today, but it's these are the type of things we like to show because you guys took the time to get the education, took the time to get married. That's a big deal.
Right.
That's why we started off like that. When I saw that, I said, what? We have to show that. That's a big deal. Our people don't like to get married. They don't understand there's a beautiful blessing in that thing. You know what I mean? So we just want to applaud you, sis, and your husband and your family, and say thank you for coming on. Is there anything that you do that we should follow you on? Because I really want to, my organization, we're starting a school. We're gonna have to. You know what I mean? We're going to have to bring your books in there at some point. And if possible, once we get it going, it might not be right. We're towards the end of the year now. We're just starting, maybe in about a year or so. If possible, we would love to have you come because we're actually starting on the East Coast. And I'm not sure. You're in the South, though, right?
I'm in Texas.
Oh, you're in Texas?
Yeah,
okay,
so either way.
Right,
West Coast, East Coast, it works out.
Okay, yeah, you can make it happen. And hopefully we'll be able to get you to actually go there, speak to the kids, These are great things. So we're going to, stay in contact. But do you have any social media?
I would love to.
Anything that we could follow you on?
Yes, we're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Just Rocket with the Fletchers.
Okay.
So a literal rocket with the Fletchers.
Okay.
And of course, you shared our books. So feel free, all of your children out there who are looking to understand what they want to do when they get older. definitely invest in one of those books and tell us about it. Tell us how you like it.
Oh, yeah.
We always love to get photos and hear feedback. Just looking at the kids who are reading the books and following them along in their journeys and seeing what they do actually become. So check it out, Rocketing Dreams book series. And I also just want to share the message of be the light. It's a message that I received today on this Sunday.
That's right.
And despite where you are, despite your circumstances, be the light, thrive in where you are, and be encouraged to continue to thrive in the next phase of your journey, is what I want to leave everybody with today.
All right. So thank you, Miss Tierra Gwen Fletcher. We have to say the whole name.
Yes.
Shout out to you and the family once again. We thank you for being gracious with your time. All right. And hey, maybe we might have to have you back on. We might have to have some.
Maybe the husband. I want to talk to the husband.
We gotta get Myron on.
We gotta get them both back on.
Yeah.
So we can actually show, because we read one scripture, right? But it's a whole bunch of different scriptures in here that shows you that them UFOs are IFOs.
Yeah,
you know, they're
exactly.
identified.
They're very identifiable.
They're very identified.
You know what I mean? And we would love to have on, and it'd be good for us to actually have Myron on as well.
Yeah.
You know, actually. Well, I shouldn't say anything because there's something, but we have something kind of along the lines of you guys coming on, Lord willing, within the next few weeks. If that happens, then I'll contact you and then we'll see what we can put together. You know,
Sounds good.
We don't have the clearance, so I can't see anything.
I understand.
Right. Okay, thank you, Tierra. All right, thank you for being with us. All right, thank you.
Absolutely, thank you all.
Hey man, that was fire. That was fire. Excellent stuff, man. These are the great times we get to have with these type of guests, our people that are doing these big things, different things. You know, that we don't get to see. You know how people say it's not rocket science. No, this is rocket science.
Actually.
You know what I mean? Yeah, actually rocket science. You know what I mean? And we don't get a chance to really speak and interact with our people who are rocket scientists, right? When would we ever have a chance to talk? So this is a great thing, you know?
Right. And getting behind doors like that. Getting behind doors and preaching this true gospel to people that may not have heard it. Because the same way we learning things, they learning things. Right. She said, be the light.
Yes.
Let's see what the light is, because we do have
bring that out.
Yeah.
Give me Proverbs 6:23. Let's see, because we do have to be the light.
Yeah. Actually say that in Matthew too. But go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp.
The commandment is a lamp, read.
And the law is light.
The law of God is the light that we got to be. We got to be the ones shining and illuminating the people, right? Read on.
Right.
And reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Right. It's reproof and instruction, but the law is the light. And then Christ says what in Matthew?
Matthew 5.
Let's get
14. Read that.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 14.
Come on.
Ye are the light of the world.
Ye are responsible for keeping the commandments in front of everybody.
Right.
Read on.
A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid.
You cannot drive by Las Vegas and not see that. You cannot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. This guy.
Read on.
Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel.
So you're not saying, we know that the light is the laws of God. You're not, in the same example, you don't light a candle to hide it under the bed. You want to illuminate the whole room so you can see, right? Read on.
But on a candlestick,
and
it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
Right. Everybody that's in your house supposed to see your example, supposed to see your light.
Right.
See your light shining, and the light is the law. So they supposed to see us getting married like that brother and sister.
Yeah,
right. They're supposed to see us achieving science like that brother and sister. Right.
That's right.
And then that brother and sister got to see the laws of God. And then put it all together, and we can have good success as a people.
Right. Let me show you one other thing about that. Keep finishing out there.
Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Boom.
Man, when you move through that light, you know, that's what glorified the Father. That shows actually that He's real. That they see His illumination through you, right? Go to Baruch chapter 4 and verse 20. 4 and verse 3.
Baruch.
Let me show you. You hold on to this light, and you don't. And it tells you exactly what to do with it. Watch this.
Baruch chapter 4 verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Give not thine honor
Your
to
honor
another,
is your light. Your light is the commandments. He only gave it to a certain people. Go ahead.
nor the things that are profitable unto thee.
Because God's law is profitable unto you. Guess what? A strong marriage is the root of a strong nation. Yeah. That's why they try to keep it away from our communities.
Right.
They know if we are strong in that right, we unstoppable. Mm-hmm. They know if our children have the structure of a 2-parent household, then it wouldn't be Pookie and Ray Ray on the corners gang banging on one another.
Right.
Shooting one another, shooting up heroin, smoking weed, doing crack. Is crack even a thing still?
It might.
They changed it.
Right.
It's some new stuff, man.
They changed it.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Read on.
Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Nor the commandments which are profitable unto you, unto somebody else that God didn't give it to. Because God, that light that Officer Judah talking about, God's law, he only gave it to our people. Go get that Psalms 147. Go get that.
You know, go ahead.
Psalms chapter 147 and verse 19.
Come on.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Uh-huh.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
He gave his laws and the judgments for breaking his laws unto Israel. He gave his light to his people Israel, which are us, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives. Go ahead.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
You see that? And he have not given his honor to a strange nation. Same thing that it just said in Baruch. Go ahead.
And as for his judgments,
uh-huh,
they have not known them.
That's why you haven't seen any other race of people that lost literally everything. Right. You have never seen other race that has been called out of their biblical names by force. They chose by choice to name themselves something else.
Right, rebranding.
They rebranded themselves. We was forcefully. It was forceful on us. Go ahead.
Praise ye the Lord.
And you better be happy that it's that way, because when the reward comes, that reward is only for you too.
Right. You know, the great thing about having that family structure is, you know, they said they had Miss Tierra and a brother Myron. They got 3 children. Look at what they're seeing in the house. You understand what I'm saying? Right. This is what has to be built, family. This is what you call nation building. Right. When kids see stuff like that, they have no choice but to move forward in that path. Mm-hmm. You know, it's going to take a lot for those kids to go out and start behaving ridiculously. Right. You know what I mean? And if you have more family structure like that, listen, everybody's not going to be a rocket scientist. That's a special gift. Right. But guess what? Whatever type of work you're doing, as you keeping those commandments of God and you living that life, guess what? Those kids are going to grow up godly. They're going to understand what they have to do. I'm forgetting the scripture I want to bring out. Oh, man. It's in Proverbs. I know Bishop Yawasop always use it for image. Why am I forgetting that? Is it what?
13 and 12.
13 and 12. Thank you.
Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 12.
Thank you.
Hope deferred maketh the heart sick.
Right. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick. Right. If you don't have that light to look at, right? Like Sister Tierra just said, you have to be that light. If you don't have that light to look at, you're gonna lose hope. That's what happened to that video you showed with the monkeys. That one monkey would always lose hope, right? Hope deferreth what? Maketh the mind sick. Go ahead.
But when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life.
Right. But when that desire cometh, meaning when you reach that goal, right, it is a tree of life, right? So we got to always set our minds to do what? When we keep those commandments, like the scriptures say in Numbers, right, that you'll have great success.
Right.
Right? Give me that one in Numbers. What's that, 1 and 8?
Joshua.
Yep. Sorry, Joshua. I apologize. Joshua.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
Right.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Right. You got to stay in the scriptures day and night. Right. And does that mean that you have the book open? No, it just means that when you see those certain scriptures, you think about them. Right. You meditate on them. Right. Go ahead.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
Go ahead.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
Right, you shall make your way prosperous, right? Go ahead.
And then shalt thou have good success.
Right, and then shall you have good success, right? So you're going to be prosperous and have that good success, what? When you're keeping those commandments. Some people might say, well, look, I see a lot of evil people going around and they making money and they being successful. That ain't what the Lord is talking about. That's not the success he's talking about. He's talking about the success when you get to the kingdom. Yeah. When you can avoid what? The evil that's coming to the planet. Right, because Elon Musk wants to talk about, we're going to escape to another planet. Elon Musk, you're not going anywhere.
You're not going nowhere.
You're going to be right here when it goes down, my brother. It's happening. You're going to be right here. You know what I mean? When hey, give me that thing in Psalms, bro. Psalms, what's that, 90? Am I right? 50. I'm sorry. You know what I want? To the right, to the left. I'm going crazy right now. 51? It is 90, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, talk to me.
Psalm chapter 91 and verse.
Yeah, come on. Don't leave me lonely, bruh. Yeah, go ahead. 6. Go ahead.
91 and verse 6.
I want 5, actually. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night.
Right.
Nor for the arrow that flieth by day.
Right. That arrow that flieth by day is talking about missiles, right? That's what the arrows are, right? Like if you look in any military situation, they would call missiles arrows. Go ahead.
Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness.
Go ahead.
Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
Right, for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. That waster, that's a nuclear weapon. Go ahead.
1,000 shall fall at thy side.
Right, 1,000 shall fall by thy side. Go ahead.
And 10,000 at thy right hand.
Go ahead.
But it shall not come nigh thee.
It shall not come near you, right? You're going to live right through that. When everything is happening, you kept these laws and you get into that kingdom. This is that time where some people call it the rapture, right? It would be called the rapture, but this is when Christ is coming. This is when you're going to get taken up at that time, during that war, during when the nuclear weapons is going to hit, right? Is any more on that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Right. Only with thine eyes shall you what? See the reward of the wicked, meaning that's who Christ is coming back to get rid of, right? But you're going to see it, but no harm shall come to you. All right? Go ahead, y'all.
Get Baruch 4 and now verse 25, because it says the reward of the wicked. Let's see what that reward is.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God.
Which is the curses of Deuteronomy, everything that's coming upon you. Why? Because there is a reward at the end. Go ahead.
For thine enemy.
For what?
For thine enemy hath persecuted thee.
And just like we going through it right now. We being persecuted left and right. From the time that we jumped off the slave ships all the way up until 2025. Go ahead.
But shortly thou shalt see his destruction.
But shortly you will see his destruction. Why? Because we in the last days. You seeing all of these prophecies come to pass, and just like it said that 1,000 was gonna fall at thy right hand, that's the destruction of your enemies. God says shortly we gonna see that. Go ahead.
But shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck.
Look at that there. Look at God.
Ain't no escape.
Yeah, that's the new one. That's the new one. You can't. People just be playing games with the Lord.
Bruh.
Look at you, Jesus. You're that crazy as hell.
Won't he do it?
Yo, they crazy. I'm telling you.
Bruh.
Let me get
I'm
Isaiah.
telling you, bruh.
Let me get Isaiah 26 and 20.
Okay.
There's no escape, man.
That's the one I wanted. That's the one I was
You
telling
got
you
it.
about.
You got it. That's the handoff.
That's the handoff.
Yeah, I was talking about this earlier, right? Because remember, y'all, the same thing when Noah was building the ark, right? He was telling everybody, boom, hey, listen, they're like, why Noah building that ark, right? Once that door got closed, ain't nobody could get in there, right? So what we just read in Psalms 91 about what? You getting ready to go up in them chariots when all them nuclear weapons is going to look at this, Isaiah 26 and 20. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
Go ahead. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers. This is talking about getting in that chariot. Watch this.
And shut thy doors about thee.
It says shut the doors. Them doors going to be closed. Go ahead.
Hide thyself as it were for a little moment.
Right. Hide thyself, right? Because you're going to be hidden in them chariots while all this is going on. That's what the scripture said. No harm shall come to you. Go ahead.
Until the indignation be overpassed.
Until that what? That righteous indignation be overpassed. Meaning what? When the Lord touch down and do his damage, right? You're going to be safe. You understand? So this is the key to doing what? For everlasting life, right? We're going to do what we got to do here on earth. All of y'all brothers and sisters, and you know, we always encourage education and doing your jobs or whatever, but you put nothing in front of the Lord, right? So at the end of the day, this is what we're working towards, right? Hold on. I wanna we still gotta tie up some things in the show, because guess what? Hey brothers, can you bring up number 5? Bring up number 5. Let me show y'all this, right? Because it's important for us to always show that lineage, right? And that's what we were showing with the sister Tierra. People might be looking at her, oh, she's a young sister, this and that, whatever. But what? Way back, the sisters were doing the same thing. They were looking for these sisters, looking for them. All right. Bring up number 5. All right.
So, is there a title to this at all?
Yeah, that's what you're looking at right there. That's her name, Christine
okay,
M.
right.
Yeah, you crazy. This is the NASA site. Let me add that. Right, this is NASA's site. Right, so they have on this page this is a sister named Christine M. Darden. Okay, we read about her in one of the articles before. This is your first time seeing her. All right, go ahead, scroll.
All right, Christine M. Darden, Langley Research Center, NACA, and NASA Hall of Honor.
Right, so that's the one we read before. Remember when she was 36 years old, and she had the 3 children. She was married, and she started with NASA when they were called NACA. Right, go ahead.
In recognition of exemplary technical contributions in supersonic aircraft noise research and trailblazing career achievement, from human computer to the first African-American woman at NASA Langley to earn the top federal management rank of senior executive service.
Right. Wait. Senior executive service. Okay, go ahead.
Dr. Christine Mann Darden, 1942, is internationally known for her research into supersonic aircraft noise, especially sonic boom reduction, and recognized for her groundbreaking achievement as the first African-American woman at NASA Langley to be appointed to the top management rank of senior executive service.
All right. I want you to scroll all the way down to where it says by 1989.
Right there.
Yep.
By 1989, Darden was the Sonic Boom Group technical lead for NASA's high-speed research program. She and the team worked on designs to decrease the environmental effects of supersonic aircraft, including noise and atmospheric pollution. Darden and the team also developed sonic boom prediction and other analysis codes used extensively by the aerospace industry in aircraft designs in the late 20th century.
Right. So I just wanted to show that, all right, and show the different sisters that were involved with NASA, right? Because from that movie, Hidden Figures, a lot of people probably didn't see that movie. Many did, right? But it's good to actually go back, because we're looking at the actresses. We're looking at Taraji P. Henson, and there's a couple other sisters in there that we know, right? But when you actually look at the real people, you see this story. It's pretty heavy, right? And you're talking about back then, right? So we complain, oh, now it's rough, whatever. Could you imagine back then walking up in there?
Right.
Black as hell. No, I'm telling you, it was crazy. Go to that next one, number 6. Check this one out. Right, this is Mary Jackson. She was actually one of the people in the movie Hidden Figures. One of the character. Well, I don't want to call it a character, but she was one of the people that was being portrayed. Right, number 6, y'all.
NASA names headquarters after Hidden Figure Mary W. Jackson.
Right. Go ahead. Scroll down.
All right. NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine announced Wednesday the agency's headquarters building in Washington, D.C. will be named after Mary W. Jackson, the first African-American female engineer at NASA. Jackson started her NASA career in the segregated West Area Computing Unit of the agency's Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia. Jackson, a mathematician and aerospace engineer, went on to lead programs influencing the hiring and promotion of women in NASA's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics careers. In 2019, she was posthumously awarded the Congressional Gold Medal. Mary W. Jackson was part of a group of very important women who helped NASA succeed in getting American astronauts into space. Mary never accepted the status quo. She helped break barriers and open opportunities for African Americans and women in the field of engineering and technology.
Right. All right. We good there. We good there. Hey, bring up video number 13. Bring up number 13. I just want to watch a little bit of this, right? So when we were talking earlier about that company called DARPA, right? So they're defense, a defense, group. Hey, bring up the term DARPA so we can see the exact name, right? So it didn't that particular group didn't start off in defense, but now they're in defense, right? They're part of I think they are part of the Department of Defense, actually, right?
Department Advanced Research Project
Right.
Agency.
Go ahead, read that real quick.
DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, is the research and development arm of the U.S. Department of Defense. It's known for its high-risk, high-reward research focused on developing cutting-edge technologies for national security. DARPA aims to maintain U.S. military and technological superiority by pushing the boundaries of science and engineering.
Right. So I wanna just play a little bit of this video right here, right? Go ahead, y'all.
DARPA has done. Like the
Oh my God.
absolutely most mind-bending thing that they've created.
I think the biohybrids, because when I say that thing they have done, right? So for anyone who isn't familiar with DARPA, right? It's the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, a mouthful.
They added the D
They
later,
added the
right?
D for defense, but it is the most powerful, most secretive, most productive military agency in the world.
Right.
And I kind of believe that
Hold on, stop there. Right. So hold on, let me send this to y'all, right? So she said biohybrid, right? So I want to put it on the screen though. Let me send this to you so you can see it on the screen. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, bear with me. I should have sent this earlier, right? But she's talking about biohybrids, right? And saying that these guys are the most cutting edge when it comes to technology, right? So DARPA is, and like we was talking with Sister Tiara, they're working. She couldn't say too much, obviously, right? Because it is like you got to have certain clearance because they are defense, right? But they're working with NASA to develop that nuclear technology in rockets to be able to get to Mars and be able to get to even places further than that. All right, but read that real quick, bro.
Biohybrids. A biohybrid system integrates living biological components such as cells or tissues with artificial mechanical and electronical parts.
Right. Y'all see what's happening? Y'all see what's happening? Like, this is some heavy stuff. All right, so they're trying to use cells and tissues with what? Basically, you're making like a Terminator. I'm not saying that's what they're working on. I'm saying you're working on a like a human, a cyborg, right? Is that it? You basically saying a cyborg.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, read on, bro.
The goal is to create the devices that combine the biological world's evolutionary advantages, like energy efficiency and self-healing, with the precision and durability of engineering.
Right. So that's basically, so now when you think about that, right? If you think about the movie Terminator, right? And some of these other movies they made, they had those type of, remember in Terminator 2, when they had, remember he would get hurt, but then he would just heal. He would regenerate right on the spot, right? So things like that, that we may be looking at that as crazy, but this is real stuff. This is really what's being worked on, y'all. And in that same video, the lady went on to say that DARPA's always 20 plus years ahead of everybody else. So like what we see now, they're already way down the block. You know what I mean? So these are just things for us to look at. So when you're thinking, damn, how are these things going to happen in the future? Oh, I got to show y'all a video. Say something, please. Take over real quick, y'all.
Yeah. He caught me off guard, y'all.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just kind of stopped in the middle, but I'm just trying to say that that they're working on a lot of technological advancements, and we're trying to figure out, hey, when you read the Bible, it talks about how like Elon Musk was saying, the earth is going to be incinerated. Yes, a lot of parts of the earth are going to be incinerated. But you're thinking to yourself, how can some parts not be incinerated when the United States got all of these missiles, Russia got all these missiles? By the time everybody let off their missiles, the entire world is going to be incinerated. But that's not going to happen, right? So please jump in while I get this video, y'all.
All right,
Come on,
cool. And it's not going to be an escape. give me Jeremiah 16:15 real quick. Go straight to 16, and this like they're explaining. Well, some of the reasons we want to get to Mars is because we're going to eventually. This is what they're worried about. Watch this.
Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers.
So this is when the judgment happens, right? We're fishing the people, right? And then what happens? Read.
Saith the Lord, and they shall fish them.
So we're in fishing season right now. We're getting the people to repent. Read.
And after will I send for many hunters.
Now the Lord returns. Now he sets us free, and now we hunting the people, right? Read on.
And they shall hunt them from every mountain.
So they're not going to be able to hide in the mountains. Read.
And from every hill.
They can't hide in the hills. Read.
And out of the holes of the rocks.
They can't hide inside the earth, so it's like, well, we got to go to Mars. Now it's time to escape because there's no hiding place from God.
Right. Hey, bring up video number 15, right? And then go to 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I think that should be about the spot. Bring that up. Okay. Yeah, we need a little bit of sound.
Incident in October of 1982 over at ICBM base where UFOs popped up was observed over this base where the missiles are pointed at us, United States. These UFOs perform incredible maneuvers. They split apart. They fuse back together. They'd appear and disappear. And right at the end of this 4-hour period, the launch control codes for the ICBMs lit up. Something entered the correct codes. The missiles were fired up and ready to launch, and they could not shut it down. The Russian officers were panicking. The UFOs they disappeared. The launch control system goes back to normal. Colonel Sokolov and his team came in, took the thing apart, could not figure out what it was. It wasn't a power surge or EMPs or some of the baloney excuses that our country has given for similar events involving our nuclear missiles. They thought it was a message from wherever the UFOs were from. And that's a chilling thing. I mean, we were a couple of seconds away from World War III starting, and the UFOs were responsible for it.
Okay, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Right. That's exactly what's going to happen. Right. So them chariots came down. They were dealing with the Russians. So what they did, they're the ones that set off the codes. They had the missiles ready to go. This is this man talking. This is not we not making this up.
Why would he make that?
Right. Why would he want to make that up? But they already they put the codes were in, the missiles were ready to launch. But then when they left, then everything shut down. But it's just like we were reading in that document that ever since they started working on the nuclear weapons, that's when the chariots started coming around. For those of you who know what a chariot is, that's what the Bible calls UAPs or UFOs chariots or clouds, right? And this is what happened. So now we know how America's going to wind up getting destroyed, but other countries are not, because they're going to get shut down. They're going to have their missile system shut down. They're not going to be able to respond. They're letting them know right then and there. So this is an incredible thing. But go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 54:16.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, look how the Lord orchestrated this whole thing, because you're going to do the Lord's will whether you like it or not. Right. All the prophecy that he wrote, and they keep fulfilling it. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is the way to your end, but they continue to walk. To walk. The Lord got it written. Watch this.
Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
Right. Back in the day, you had a smith who was a sword maker, a weapons maker, right? And he would prove that weapon in a furnace, right? Nowadays, you got a scientist that built a weapon that they couldn't build back then. Now it's the new smith that God created. Read.
And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
This instrument, they thought it was to subdue nations and keep people in fear, but no, God said, "You gonna make this for me.
Right,
this is my work." Right.
Read on.
And I have created the waster to destroy.
It's made to destroy. God had them made to be used. So you see an instance like that to where the UAPs, we know what they are. They can come down and they can make you push the button.
No. That's a good one. I like what you said. Give me Luke 12. Give me Luke 12:49, because you said that the Lord had those weapons made to be used. Brothers and sisters, don't ever think that those nuclear weapons are not going to be used.
Right.
They're built to be used. By whom? Not who you think. The Lord actually had them made by the smith, by those scientists, in order to use them. Right? Remember, he said he ain't going to destroy the world by water no more. The next time it's going to be fire. Right? Go ahead. Read that. Luke 12:49.
Luke chapter 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth.
That's what Christ said. I have come to send fire on the earth. Go ahead.
And what will I, if it be already kindled?
He said, and what will I, if it be already kindled? Because them nuclear weapons, they already kindled. They constantly burning. It's not like they're quiet now and then you got to light a fuse and they're right now. Right now they cooking. Right now it's on cook. It's on a simmer.
It's simmering.
You know what I mean? Give me Revelation 18:10. And then we're going to go to a video real quick.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come.
For in 1 hour has thy judgment come. When all them missiles start flying off and hit the United States, that's the Babylon that's being talked about here. 1 hour, that's all it's going to take. That's all it's going to take. All right. Now we're going to show you something we brought out in Ezekiel chapter 1. We had told Sister Tiara she did not ever see this movie because it seemed like the movie was not that long ago, but she wasn't even born. This is crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's super crazy, right? She's that young. They that young making it happen. All praises to the Lord, right? But play this video. This is what this is what Independence Day pulled out of Ezekiel chapter 1. Y'all gonna see it right now. Go ahead, play that thing. Hey, y'all gotta rewind that. Come on.
You see how it's submerging out of the cloud.
Right.
You gotta pay attention.
Now they playing it with.
Now they showing
we need
me
NASA in
and
our
playing
IT
the music.
room.
It's crazy.
Y'all would not get the job.
Yeah, for real. Go ahead, y'all. Stop right there. Stop. Keep that image up. Don't move. Read that thing in Ezekiel 1 again. Verse 4.
That's fire.
Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself. And a brightness was about it.
Go ahead.
And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire.
Right. So it came what? That fire was enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. It was a great cloud. That's why it's always depicted as a cloud, because that's what they do. They travel in the clouds, right? We already know that way long time ago, back in the day, we talking about ancient times, they already had seen these chariots, right? We showed on the last show, remember the one in China? They had the very tall angels. They were standing up crazy tall, 9-10 feet, and everybody else was small as hell. Right? We showed all of that. This is stuff that everybody knew about back then. Could you imagine seeing this back in the ancient times? You know what I'm saying? Even now today, if we was to see it, we'd be like, oh my God, back then they didn't even have a concept of any technological advancements, period. Right? But go ahead, play the rest of that. That'd be nice for some sound, y'all. Y'all guys.
It won't get strike.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. All right. Right. So you see the ship just covering the whole city of New York. All right, that's good. We don't want no problems. We don't want no problems. We get it.
Give me one more scripture about the Smith weapons being used. 2 Peter 3:10.
2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10.
Come on.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
You see who they making them weapons for? They making that for the day of the Lord. Go ahead.
in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
That's a bomb hit. Come on.
And
That
the
right there.
elements shall melt with fervent heat.
What's going to be hot enough to melt the elements? What's going to be hot enough where it's going on the Terminator movie, when destruction came, people were just melting away.
Right.
Bones was left.
Yep.
Go ahead.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
It shall be burned up. Just when the ICBM hit, everything is going to melt. Come on.
Seeing that all these things shall be dissolved.
Look at the verbiage that it's using. It's going to dissolve things. Things is going to be just gone. Go ahead.
What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
The Lord says, what manner of person you going to be when that day comes? Is you going to be that walking charcoal with this kingdom, or is you going to come up out of this thing alive? Right. Only you can prevent forest fires. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Verse 12.
Oh, no, 11 is good. You ain't got to read no more. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Hey, back to that video. It was something else in that video, number 15, y'all. Number 15, bring that back. I wanted to grab something else out of there. Showing you that them chariots, the angels, was going to set off that war. I'm telling you, y'all, we in some incredible times right now. Believe me. All right, go to like 1 minute and 20 seconds around there. There's something in there I want to bring out. Because it kind of linked up with this guy right here.
And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that? The public has been...
Hey, push it back a little bit. Yeah. Come on, man. Yo, put it back to 1 minute. Just put it to 1 minute. This guy's hilarious.
Servers where there's a whole bank of these kind of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public hasn't been allowed to see. Occasionally some of that stuff gets out in the wild and it comes our way. It should be going to you.
Right.
The public should be seeing this stuff.
Hit pause, y'all. So he's saying the videos now. He's about to talk about an incident that just took place recently, and he said that there's a whole server full of those kind of things, but nobody gets to see them, right? But he said when they escape to the wild, meaning somehow they wind up getting to us. That's what he's talking about. Go ahead.
And why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. Right. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that? The public has been told over and over since the late 40s, there's nothing to worry about here. These mysterious craft seen by millions of people in the skies, in the oceans, over the land are not...
Hit pause. Did you hear what he just said? He said since the late 40s. Remember that document we read? That was 1947. Remember that? So since the late 40s, everybody's been seeing the chariots zipping in and out. This is when the Lord's really sending them and turning it up. It's sending that message. Hey, y'all don't went too far. It's time. Right? Hit play.
Real. They're not a threat. The witnesses are wrong. They're crackpots. Don't believe it. That changed for me. What got me hooked is the paper trail. Documents that were squeezed out of the U.S. government after the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, became the law of the land. And those documents paint a much different picture than what the public, the press, and Congress have been told over many years. The documents from military and intelligence personnel behind closed doors admit that, quote, these things are real. They're not fictitious. They can fly in formation. They're evasive.
Whoa. They can fly in formation. Isaiah 31:5. Just leave that right there. Isaiah 31:5. This man said they can fly in formation. We know that, sir. Mr. Knapp. Is that his name? Mr. Knapp, the journalist. Yeah. Mr. Knapp. Yeah, we woke, so we ain't napping. But, hey, listen. Read that, please.
Isaiah chapter 31 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
As birds flying.
As birds flying. How do birds fly? In a formation, a V formation. That's what he's talking about. Go ahead.
So will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem.
Right. So shall the Lord of hosts defend the Israelites. That's what he's talking about. You blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians that comprise the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what's being talked about. Go ahead.
Defending also, he will deliver it. And passing over, he will preserve it.
There you go. But go ahead, hit play.
Form any aircraft known to exist, including ours. The public, of course, as I said, has been told something much different. Back in 1989, I reported about a guy named Bob Lazar, who claimed that he worked at a facility dubbed S4 out in the Nevada desert, very near to Area 51. He said he was part of a reverse engineering program. He said there are alien craft that will be taken apart to figure out how they...
Hit pause. Now this part, BS. That's what we're gonna call BS on that, bro. You're not you're not reverse engineering anything. At the end of the day, we don't know. We just don't know what the Lord is doing, because all we know that the Lord is setting up for a fight. So they getting all. Remember, they getting all types of technology to be able to fight against the Lord. That's really what it's all about. We don't have that much time left, but hold on. I got one more thing I want to bring out to y'all. It's about the Vatican. We got to bring this up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay, hey, bring up number 16. Bring up number 16. Remember, we were talking before about the Vatican and this telescope that they have, right? So now they have one not only over there in Vatican City, but they brought it over to Arizona, all right? And so they got it there. Watch this, y'all, when y'all see this. It's not a video, but something we're going to read. Okay, look at that. Go ahead.
Vatican telescope looking. Yes, the Vatican Observatory has telescopes, including one at the Mount Graham International Observatory in Arizona, that explore celestial bodies for signs of life.
For signs of life. Go ahead.
Though not specifically for identifying aliens.
Right. It says not specifically for identifying aliens, meaning they are looking for what they call quote unquote aliens. They already know it's not aliens. They know who it is. It's Christ and the angels. They know who it is. Go ahead.
Their primary focus is scientific research.
The Vatican wants to do scientific research? Does this make any sense? Read on.
But they also engage in philosophical and theological discussions.
Right. Why would you be having the theological discussions are we're looking for the chariots and the angels that we see in this Bible. That's what they're looking for. Why are they looking for them? Because they're ready to fight. The Vatican is not about the Lord's word. The Pope and all of them is not about God's word. Read on.
About the implications of discovering extraterrestrial life.
Meaning that Christ is going to kill us when we see him. That's the implications of discovering the so-called extraterrestrial life. Read.
Which they believe is consistent with their faith in God as the creator.
Yeah. The angels are part of are consistent with God. Yeah, 100%. But they're not looking for them like, oh man, we can't wait till he comes so then we can get ourselves ready. They're looking for them because they want to be able to detect when they're coming so they can get ready for a war. That's what it's all about. Right. You know?
And they threw their first punch, but it bounced off.
Right.
It took the debris with it.
Exactly.
He said, what the hell is that?
What the hell is that? My man said, what the hell is that? Real talk. And this just happened, y'all, last week. I believe last week. Damn. Right? And so everybody's talking about it. But all praises, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we pretty much ran out of time, y'all.
Damn.
We ran out of time. Yeah, on this subject, we could be here all night. Yeah. It's just same thing like the last time. We could just keep being here, Yo, I wish that again, we knew we couldn't really get crazy answers out of our sister because she works for the people, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like she can't just be handing out information. Oh yeah, this, that, and the third. She couldn't do that, y'all. All right. So, but it was excellent time with her, and Lord's will we get her back with her husband, and we can have another session and have this great conversation. Sure. But you already know. It's the Booster Club. Right. Donate to the Booster Club, the Isaiah 11:11 project. All right, we going all around the world, recapturing the 12 tribes of Israel, bringing them back together. Gather yourselves together. Thus saith the Lord. All right, so we can't do it alone. We need the money for flights. We need money for hotels. We need money for food, y'all. All right, so put y'all brick in, give what you can, and help us get our people back together. All right. All right.
Next, come on,
y'all.
We do this every week.
Yeah. Hey. All right. So, hey, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to the Nehemiah Squad. All right. It's at IUIC Sacramento on YouTube. Right. And also, that's our handle, period. Facebook, Instagram. What's the rest of it? All of it. Twitter, TikTok, all that.
X.
All right. X. Yeah. All right. Get on it. All right. Subscribe. All right. Donate to the Nehemiah Squad. Y'all see we need more lights, right? Mm-hmm. One day I'm on here. We looking bright. The next week we on here. We looking dark. You know what I mean?
You don't find that suspicious?
I do. That's the lack of lighting. So, yo, listen, y'all. Donate to the Nehemiah Squad, all right? We got the QR code there. Hit that up right quick. Or hit us at iuic.norcal@israelunite.org, all right? Hey, all right. So, hey, listen. So, next week, all right? Next week, right? This show is going to be incredible. We got our guest, Malik Durrance, all right? And for those of you who remember this, out in Ohio, those neo-Nazis came there and tried to, run up on the black community thinking it was a game like that. And these brothers were armed and ready. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to come on the show and we're going to talk about that whole situation. And then what happened after that. Remember that situation that happened in Cincinnati with the brothers that got into the fight with the white people, right? And then you had KKK and other organizations threatening to come on in, and they had to rise to the occasion again. So, hey, y'all, it's going to be a good show. All right, make sure y'all tune in for that. It's going to be an incredible one. All right. Yeah, so that's it, y'all. Hey, Officer Shim, do you mind taking us out?
Yeah. You should already know. I shouldn't have to tell you.
Look, he's standing up for this one.
Yeah, he had to stand there. He can read it hard,
that
man.
He going to read with his chest on this one. Come on.
Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 21.
Yep.
Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
If you do this thing again, guess what? We got to lay hands on you. If you don't donate here to the Booster Club, right, we got to lay hands on you. If you're not tuned in every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time,
that's right,
we got to lay hands on you.
And we
hey, Esau, if you think you're going to get away, you think you can run the space and go to Mars, the Lord, he going to lay hands on you. Hey, you done tuned into the Nehemiah Squad. We are your hosts. I'm Officer Shim. That's Captain Zaccai. And that's Officer Judah. We out.
Yeah. Most High Christ bless y'all. Shalom, shalom.
Yeah.